Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Phoenix Draconis, and this is Kaon Reviews. Now, as you saw in the intro, today's review video is going to focus on Transformers Studio Series number 97, Airazor, as she appears in Transformers Rise of the Beasts. And when I saw her releases, I have to say I was very impressed, very impressed. And when she became available for pre-order, I went ahead and took the opportunity to go ahead and snag her. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring her a little bit close up. Please excuse the ring. And I'm going to go ahead and lift this up just a bit. And there is that wonderful head sculpt. I have to say, that is so wicked there. I mean, wow. Look at that detail. This is from just seeing her in the box. You can tell she's got some very feather-like detail along her shoulder pads. You see a lot of good mechanical detail, at least from what I'm seeing here right now. I'll go ahead and, bring her back. We're going to go ahead and put her back over there. And that's just did not expect to. There we go. So as you can tell, she's got her Falcon, detail on there. Very nice box art. A close-up of her head. She is a deluxe size figure, and a little bit large on there. Now, of course, does make a mention that this is all plastic free, with the exception of the tape and the glue. Very nice. A big open window, which I'm not even going to get into it because I'm not really fond of it. Too many things have been taken out of the smaller ones, so let's just move on. As you can tell, we got some great product shots of her in her Falcon mode, and then in her robot mode, and then of course she's got the stage behind it. And of course, it does say big screen inspired scale, detail, and backdrop, and it just says Peruvian jungle discovery. That is about it. Well, no, I take that back. On the bottom over here, it does say Airazor leads the Autobots to the maximal lair. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to go ahead and take one final look at her in the box. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get her opened up. And there she is, out of the box and ready for battle. And I have to say, I am extremely impressed with the way they engineered this figure. Now, earlier I kind of did before filming, I did a side-by-side comparison of both figures, and there's going to be some differences. I will show those off, later on in the video. But let's go ahead and concentrate on this figure here. And as you can see, there's a lot, and I do mean a lot, of great molded detail. Very mechanical. A lot different than what we saw in Kingdom Airazor. Because that version was basically based off of the Beast Wars series. So this one they did try to go ahead, at least from my own personal perspective, they did try to go ahead and get her to look like she did in the animated series, but with more mechanical you know, mechanical look to her. And I mean, look at all that detail. Let me pull out something to point with. And as you can see right here, especially along the area that is supposed to be the brow of her helmet here, very nicely sculpted, wraps around her eyes. You can see the green of her eyes, the molded detail of her face. As a matter of fact, you can tell just by looking at her face. I'm going to bring that a little bit more closer. And there we go. And I have to say that they did a phenomenal job in where they did put, some creative licensing in this design in terms of around the face. It's not so overly mechanical in this case, but in a way, it still retains that aspect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out, put her back a little bit further back, so you can go ahead and there we go, right there. And right there. And as you can see, she has a lot of great sculpted detail along the legs here. You see a lot of feathers around her lower abdomen, the crotch. A lot on the shoulders. You do see a lot of molded sculpted detail on her helmet. Even the feathers are different here and here. I mean, wow. And on the back, that back is so clean. If it wasn't for the wings here, it would be it's a very clean figure. And like I said, a lot different than her kingdom counterpart. And then of course you have her legs. You do see the inner calf, some feather detail, but a lot of mechanical. Very, very nice. So, and of course, a throwback in addition is to her arm missiles here. Very nice right there. So, let's go ahead and take a look at her articulation. Now, as you just saw right now, she does have a type of swivel at her elbow. She does bend her elbow about 90 degrees. Her arm can swivel up, but that's due to transformation. There is no wrist rotation. But if, like I have it on this arm, if you want to go ahead and have her pointing out like that, all you gotta do is just turn the elbow. There you go. So, very nice. Her arms are connected by a ball joint, as you see right there. So she can lift up, can go back, but she will be hitting her wings. So she can lift up, and so. Now, her head, I want to say, is not on a ball joint. I think it's on a mushroom peg. But she can look right, she can look left. She doesn't have a whole lot of looking up and down, though there does show, but not a whole lot. There is a type of waist joint, but it's very limited. Unless you detach the head from the chest, then you do have a little bit more range of motion. Now, she can kick up. She can kick back, as you can see. Her knee can bend, like so, a little bit over 90 degrees. She does have a lower rotation close to the knee. So, and then of course, she can kick back a little bit. Her feet are on a ball joint, and she can kick forward. And she does have very limited ankle tilt. So, and of course, she does have her wings can fold out if you so want. But again, that's if you want. Me, not too bad. It depends on how I pose her later on. So, not too bad. So there she is. One final look at her. And now let's go ahead and proceed with transformation. All right. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and proceed with transformation. Now at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and turn the legs at the thigh. This is very tight, and I will mention this when I do a final score later on. But you just turn these around like so. And then, of course, you turn the feet like so. Right there. Now, the next thing we're going to do is this back area. We're going to go ahead and open that up. And, well, before we do, let's go ahead and spread the wings out. So we're going to do that here. And like so, there we go. Spread the wings out. Ta-da. I have to say, this is pretty awesome looking. Very, very nice. Okay, now on to the backpack. We're going to go ahead and untab here. Or I should say lift her tail feathers up on back here. And we're going to go ahead and lift that up. We're going to go ahead and move this back section up. Now this is on a type of rocker hinge, and this is very, very tight. Try and get this going here. Ah, there we go. So once this has been detached from here, and damn it all, let's do that again, because I did not get this in frame. At least I don't think I did. So just to be on the safe side. Ah, there we go. All right. So just to try and keep this in frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this back piece out. We're going to move this chest section up and just lift like I just did right now. This should unhinge everything, which should give the head clearance. So we're going to turn this head, thereby moving the bird head up. And now we're going to go ahead and just push these two areas in just like I did. And I did say a little while ago, certain areas are going to be tight. This happens to be one of them. Now there is, and I don't know if you saw it, there is this tab here that will go into that little port right there. Just pop that in, and there you go. Now you can just put the tail feather in, or like so. And like that. Okay, so now that that is done, we're going to go ahead and move the arms like so. Now, earlier I had this at a pose to where the hands would be in. So you're just going to, once you turn these arms like that, you're going to go ahead and push the arms in. At the same time, well, not at the same time, but before you do, you're going to turn the missiles in like so. And then all you gotta do is just push these in. And just angle the missiles like so. So So there is a little bit of difference between this version of Airazor and the Kingdom version, because as you will pretty much see when we go through the process of transforming, these missiles will still remain here. So now that that is done, we're going to go ahead and rotate the waist around. Now there is a type of peg right here and here. They're going to go on the inner thigh. So what you're going to do now is you're going to turn this around, and on this area right here, you're going to put that leg in, like so. And I'm going to do the same with the other side. Now with that is done, all you're going to do is pull the legs in, and you will see this little peg right there. Well, not peg, but that metal piece. It's going to allow these legs to just fold in, or fold out, I should say. And that should bring the bird legs and there you go. There she is in all her feathered glory. I'll try and get her angled out properly. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead, put her there, and there she is in her majestic bird-like glory. And let's go ahead and take a look at the detail on there in this mode, and you can see a lot of good molded detail, a lot of feathering, some really good details on the feathering there, mixed in with a lot of mechanical pieces, as you can tell. Now, one thing that I did notice in the instructions is that her mouth does open. Okay, I can't do a falcon or anything else, so sorry. You know, but man, that is really awesome looking that they put that little detail in there. And as you can see, you know, this really works very well. I cannot say more about this. This is so awesome. So, but you know what? I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, can't we just put the missiles out like so? Yeah, that should work. Yeah, that works. I know the instructions will say that, you know, to angle them in like that, but I don't know. That looks pretty good to me, personally. I'm just playing around with it as we go along, so I do apologize. Come on, get in there. Oh, damn it. Ugh. Okay. Ah, blast it. Ooh. Just trying to get this bird lady to just behave here. There we go. All right. So there she is, all in her glory. I'm just angling out the wings a bit. So that, again, that is really, really nice. I like the way it turned out. So, wow. So I'm going to go ahead and bring out Airazor, and we're going to do a comparison in both beast mode as well as robot mode. Now there they are, Rise of the Beasts and Kingdom Airazors, and like I said, they're as different as night and day. I mean, the size themselves, you can tell that this Airazor kind of dwarfs Our Lady over here on this end. And as you can tell, she's more mechanical, whereas this version has a little bit more, you know, realistic bird vibe on that. So, very nice. And let's take a look at the details in each. As you can tell, you have, Kingdom Airazor here, and they try to go ahead and use some really good coloring, very similar to that in the original Beast Wars. And of course, you have this Airazor, which again, they're taking more lines in terms of the more mechanical on this. So very, very nice. And again, when I saw her, it's like, wow. So again, I'm very impressed with this variation. So give me a moment. I'm going to go ahead and transform them into robot mode, and we'll do our comparisons with that one as well. And there they are, transformed into robot mode. And as I stated earlier, they are total polar opposites. As you can tell, this Airazor is a bit taller than her. This one is shorter. Even the head sculpts are totally different. So this one is definitely more tune accurate in a way, because they took their cues out of the Beast Wars series. So you have that on there. And then, of course, I'm going to go ahead and pull out this other lady over here. And this one is a lot more mechanical. So, yeah. I mean, if nothing else, the engineering behind both of them are very, they're similar but yet different. So again, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. So I have to ask, well, you know what? Before I start asking anything, let me go ahead, get Airazor out of the way, and I'll come back with my final thoughts as well as my score. All right, I appreciate your patience. Thank you for waiting. Now, my thoughts on this figure. I have to say, I've said it over and over again throughout the course of this video. I am impressed. I am impressed that they took an established character like Airazor and they upped the game, especially for the upcoming movie. And from what I've seen in the trailers, I'm actually looking forward to seeing it and seeing where it goes. Now, of course, we do have certain individuals that will say, "Oh, well, they're not to scale and whatnot." Okay, I understand that, and even I said it myself. But again, based off of what I'm seeing, especially with Airazor, and I may wind up getting Cheetor as well. I didn't pick him up when pre-orders were available, but I've yet to go ahead and not get him. I may get him still. Who knows? But nonetheless, on the lady here, I have to say, again, I'm very impressed. I cannot stop saying it. This was a wonderful feat of re-engineering, taking the established character, upping her size, and just giving her that tech organic look. It's incredible. I like it, and if I have to give her a score between a scale of 1 through 10, I am going to go ahead and give her a 9. Now you're probably wondering, why a 9? Well, she is stiff. I have to give her that. She is stiff as hell. So that did take off points. Well, that did take off a point. It's the figure itself is wonderful. It's greatly engineered, but she is stiff. So if you happen to get one, just be careful on how much pressure you put on certain areas. Yeah, especially around this back area, because it was one of the more harder areas to try and manipulate in order for her head to go through the opening and get her to transform into beast mode. So just be careful. But other than that, that is my take. That is my score. I want to hear from you all. Have you been able to get this? I know I haven't seen her out in the wild. I haven't seen her in stores or anything. I had the opportunity to pick this up through Hasbro Pulse. I'm not sure if she's still available. She may be available in other toy outlets like Big Bad Toy Store or TF Safari or whatever the case may be. If I see it on there, I will put a link in the description below. But again, were you able to pick her up? And if so, do you like her? Do you hate her? Leave me your comment about her in the comment section down below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Click onto the bell icon so you can be notified when I post up new videos. This is Phoenix Draconis, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace.